Welcome to H2K Infosys. H2K Infosys is a e-verify business based in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. We provide 100% job-oriented, instructor-led, face-to-face, true live online software training programs. It also includes access to Cloud Test Lab with software tools. We provide live project for you to work on. We also provide assistance with mock interviews, resume preparation and review, and job placement assistance. H2K Infosys is trusted by so many students across the world. H2K Infosys provides world-class services in IT training with real-time project work for corporates and individuals, special IT training for MS students in the United States, software design, development, QA manual and automation, performance testing and maintenance, IT staff augmentation, job placement assistance, and tech support.
Our child thread completes first, and our main thread will be the last one only. Yeah.
Can you explain that last 1 minute, whatever you said about that life cycle of the child? Thank you.
Child thread. See, let us say you have started a main thread. Once you have started main thread, the main method will go onto the call stack. Let us say you are calling a method called create thread. So that means you are on top of main method, create thread method will come onto the stack. So let us assume inside your create thread, you are creating a thread object and you are starting the thread. So when you start a thread is nothing but a separate path of execution. So it will get the child thread, it will get its own call stack by specifying the first method as run method. Because run method is
will it have a reference? No? Will there be a reference from the main call stack to the child thread stack?
No, there won't be any references kind of stuff.
So the child, I mean the parent will never.
No, we'll discuss about how to correlate or how to communicate between main thread and child thread. But currently, when you create a thread and if you just call thread.start method, it will just start, it will create a separate call stack and executes the run method by using a separate call stack. We are not going to take any references while calling the start method.
Will there be any variable created in the main call stack for the child thread stack? Nothing.
No, we are going to create an object, right? Child thread object.
So we'll have a reference to that child in the main.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the first one is to create a thread. What is the first step? We need to create a subclass of thread object and then provide a definition for run method.
Krish, is it thread object or thread class, Krish?
We need to create
a subclass of? Okay, thanks, Krish.
So once you have created a subclass, go and create an object. So inherently, you are going to create a thread object only because you are extending thread class within your subclass. So when you create an object, that will become a thread object, and by using that you will call start method. And here we have mentioned that you are supposed to override the run method. See, this is a class and there is no restriction at all if you didn't override the run method. But the run method implementation within thread class, it was not available, because if we are creating a child thread means it's our responsibility to provide the business logic also. We shouldn't expect the business logic to be available at the top class level layer. Once you have provided the run method definition and once you have started the child thread, the start method inherently calls the run method. So when it calls run method, it sees that there is an overridden version available at my subclass level and I am supposed to execute that particular method code only. You should never call run method directly like this by using your subclass object. The reason for that is when you call run method, it won't create a separate call stack. It's just like calling the run method on the same thread, which is your main thread. When you call start method, your thread object or your actual thread class, it will be going to add the thread to the created thread, the new thread to the thread group, and it will create a separate call stack.
Krish, can you come again, Krish? Why shouldn't we straight away call run?
Means the run method will get added at this layer. It won't create a separate call stack. So we should never call run method directly. That's an important question.
Krish,
during the interviews.
Krish, we missed what you spoke, Krish.
Is it?
Yes, Krish. We did. We missed from why we shouldn't call run first.
Okay. Yeah, I'll explain one more time.
Thanks, Krish.
Let me implement and I'll explain one more time. So the first scenario is create a subclass of thread class. So now I'm writing the subclass of thread class. First thread example, and here by using superclass I'm extending thread class, clicking on finish. Once after that, I have mentioned that I need to provide the definition for run method. Currently, let us take an example to print 5 numbers. For int I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, sysout, printing I value plus I. And we have mentioned about the scenario, the thread dot current thread. Child thread information. So this is my separate path of execution. So run method is like a separate path of execution. And let us go and create main method. Always write main method in a separate class only. First thread client. So create an object first thread example FTE equal to first thread example. The next statement is, once you have created a subclass object, yes, I have created a subclass object. When you extend any class, you will get all the methods available from that particular class. So that means all these methods are available to your subclass, which is first thread example. So the start method is also, find that one. Yeah, the start method, you can see that public, forget about this keyword, void start. So this method is also available at the thread level, which means the method was available at this level also. So by using FTE, I can call any of the methods available from superclass as well, because by default all the superclass members available to my subclass object. When I call start method, see currently what is the life cycle? I need to start the thread. That's it. We'll discuss about that one, why we are not supposed to call the run method. When we say start method, the start method code, it will contain, it performs 2 or 3 steps. The first one is it will add the thread to the thread group. So currently you are asking to start a thread. So this is an object that got created, thread object got created, and you are asking to start that particular thread. So a thread, first step is it was supposed to add it to the thread group, and the next one is it should have a separate call stack, and the next one is run method needs to be called to enter into running status. These 3 steps will be performed by the start method, but if you call directly run method, see, by using FTE, you can easily call run method, because run method is also a member of first thread example. But if you call run method, it won't create a separate call stack. So run method is like having one more call, which is run method available on the same call stack, and there is no separate thread getting created and associated with your thread group. That is the difference between calling start and run method, and you should never call run method directly. Let us execute this particular one. We'll take a look at calling run method and verify what happens there. What happened here? You have created an object. When you start the thread, you are just specifying that add the thread to the thread group. So currently it has created a thread called thread-0, that is the name of the thread, and it has added to the thread group, which is main thread. Once after that, it should have a separate call stack. How we can confirm that? Go and check the code in first thread example run method. What is the first statement here? I'm printing the information about the current thread, whoever is going to execute this line. If you take a look at the output, it has printed like thread-0 5, main. So that means this is the thread name which has executed this particular lines of code. So currently, this particular code was executed by our child thread, which is thread-0. When you call the start method, it has created a separate call stack and it has called the run method. And you can see that the information has printed. There won't be any difference with the output even if you call the run method directly or if you call the start method. But the difference lies at the JVM execution level, who will be going to execute the code. And the second important stuff that we need to notice here is when you start the thread, the separate path has started. Separate path has started, and this is executing, and in between you can see that your main thread has started executing this line. Until now, did we see when we call any method, even with the order print info also, did we see like our main thread completion or our last line completion will get completed first and still some other method will be in the running status? Here you can see that when you start the thread, fte.start, who has executed this line? This was executed by main thread. Once it has started the main thread, once it has started the child thread, that's it. The main thread has returned back and it has started executing the rest of the code, and it has terminated even before the child has completed its execution. Now the child thread has started processing and it has printed the information even though your main thread has completed. So this call stack has completed first and this call stack has completed later. To avoid this, you can ask the main thread to sleep for some time. So let us say go and inform to the main thread to sleep for some time. Now I'm executing the code. Once it has started the separate call stack, it will go and execute this code first. Even though my main thread is still in the running mode, but what I'm asking my main thread to sleep for some time instead of terminating the main thread. You can see that the child thread has completed first. You can write a statement. You can see that the child thread has completed first and your main thread has completed later. But this is not a proper way of terminating the child thread first and our main thread later. We'll see the enhanced versions later. But what we are supposed to make sure is our child thread has to be terminated first or completed first than our main thread. So currently we have started working on the start method. Let us say if we work on run method directly instead of the start method. I'm going to remove the sleep method because all the code will get executed by my main thread only. Let us go and execute it now. You can see that it has created an object and it has called the run method and this statement. So currently inside the run method, who is executing all the code? Your main thread is executing all the code. You can see that thread main 5, main. So here main is your name. And you can also confirm that your main thread has completed at the end only, even though if you didn't place the sleep method, because the main thread is in the process of executing the run method, and once after completing run method only, the control will be returned back to the caller and it will go and execute the next line. So all the statements are executed by the main thread only. There is no point of creating a separate thread based on run method call. But if someone asks, can we call the run method? Yes, we can call the run method, but only thing is it won't create a separate call stack or it won't span a separate thread. The next one is implementing runnable interface. Or else we'll take a look at some of the methods and we'll see. Yeah, sure. Yeah, take 5 minutes break. We'll start at 9:30.
Hi, Chris. This is Soumya here.
Yes, Soumya.
Chris, I had a small doubt in the this is interfaces and interfaces assignment. That you have given us one right to write an interface and to implement interface and abstract. In that, you have mentioned that you have create a superclass reference of interface and use the same to point to all child objects.
Okay.
So I wanted to know, can you create a reference to an interface? Meaning you can create an object or something like for an interface?
Not an object.
Possible, right?
Not an object. You can create a reference for interface.
So if my interface name is, according to your example, it is main order. So
okay.
I tell main order MO is equal to new, the same points to all child objects. So
exactly.
Meaning new and abstract, what is it? Abstract order.
Abstract order is an abstract class, so you can create an object for abstract class.
Okay, so the same way for abstract class also I can create, and the class which is extending abstract class, that the abstract order, that is add order, delete order, change order also I can create.
Exactly.
And then this is also superclass object referencing, no, superclass reference to subclass object, right?
Yeah, correct.
And what do we have to do by creating this reference? I did not understand that. If you want, I can paste what is mentioned in the assignment on the chat window.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, once after that, I'm mentioning to call the print info based on the object type.
Okay, so now if I have created a reference to abstract order, then the print info which is there in abstract order will be called, right?
Print info in abstract order, does it have any definition available?
If yeah, in mine there is available, which is print info pro.
Okay. Yeah, if the definition was available and if you haven't overridden at add order or change order level, then it will be going to call the abstract order print info method. But if you have the definition available at add order or change order level, then it will use the DMD, dynamic method dispatching, and it will call the method definition available at add order level.
Okay, and if it is not overridden, then the superclass definition will be used. Is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Thanks, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Yep.
This is Shravanti.
Go ahead, Shravanti.
We can create the interface reference variable.
Okay.
To assign the subclass object, right?
Yeah.
And we can call the method using that reference variable, right? Like whatever.
Superclass reference variable or interface reference variable you are referring, right?
Interface reference variable.
Okay. Yeah. You can use.
We can call, right?
Yeah, exactly. You can call. No issues.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, let us start the class. Yeah, Tulasi, go ahead. Tulasi, I'm not able to hear your voice. Can you type the question in the chat? Okay. Okay, start the topic, and if I got the question, I will explain it later.
One more. Hi, Chris. This is Shravanti.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Shravanti. Go ahead.
Can you go to the diagram of this one, the threading? So here we have, tail thread stack in the run method, right?
Okay.
So once we, the execution is completed. So which one is going to, remove from the stack? The run method first or create thread method?
See, once we have called start method, once we have called start method, that's it. The method execution has completed, and it will create a separate call stack. So that means it will move out of the start method, and it will start processing the next instruction.
Okay.
So when you say complete run method, or the run method code has completed, it will simply terminate this particular thread stack itself. So our child thread will be going to enter into terminate status. And once, let us say you have called the start method from create thread. When you call start method, it will perform 3 steps, which we have discussed.
Yeah.
The 3 steps, once it has performed those 3 steps, it will start executing the next instruction immediately.
Okay.
So what are the 3 steps? It will add that to thread group, and once after that, it will be going to, it should have a separate call stack. It will create a separate call stack, and it will start run method with the new thread. That's it. Once a new thread has started, it will also work as a separate path of execution. Whenever a run method has called by the new thread, this guy, the main thread, it will also start immediately processing the next instruction when he got a chance for the CPU cycle. So there is no discussion between these two guys now.
Okay. And about the thread group naming convention, here, I mean,
thread group?
This, when we start fte.start,
okay.
I mean, when we run that program,
okay.
So it says like thread -0, right?
Oh yeah, correct. That is name of the thread.
Name of the thread, okay.
Yeah, the 3 parameters. First parameter is name of the thread. Second one is priority, and the last one is thread group, which was created by the JVM.
Okay. This thread -0 is that name used, I mean, JVM or who?
That name was provided by JVM, and we are discussing about how to set the name now.
Okay. So if, let's say, for example, there is 2 more threads in our program, so
it will create a separate name for each and every thread.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So many of our students have given testimonials on how our training programs are. You will find them on kudzu.com and on our website h2kinfosys.com. On our website h2kinfosys.com, you will also find more detailed information on who we are, the courses that we offer, what each course covers. Also, if you're interested in a demo program, please register on our homepage on the left-hand side. Just give us more information about yourself and we will send you a link for a demo class. The demo class is absolutely free. Experience our commitment by just attending an orientation workshop at no cost. Our team of faculty and advisors are here to guide you with the right information. If you still have more questions, please feel free to call us. Call us at 770-777-1269. This is a United States number. If you're calling from the UK, call us at 020-337-17615. You can also email us at training@h2kinfosys.com or h2kinfosys@gmail.com. Thank you for watching our videos. We wish you a great career in information technology.